Okay, buddies. Hello, good afternoon again. My name is Javier. I'm the coordinator of the program Multilingua from Medellin. Very happy to have you here. And this is the unique event that we have in July. And in the chat, I just wrote to you, dear attendees, our warmest welcoming to you and Professor Halja Pilvisto in this chat session today. We are confident of the vast learning you will get from this. And at the end of the event, please access the following link and express your comments, suggestions, opinions for us to continue holding events as today's. Please do not forget about this link. As soon as the event is going to be finished, please access there and evaluate the event in the whole items that we have there. Professor, how are you today?
Hello, Javier. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm very good, sexy and happy.
Very good. You look happy.
I know. Well, Halja, is it there at midnight in Estonia?
Yes. I'm in Estonia, so yes, it's midnight.
It's midnight. So here in Colombia, it's 4 p.m.
Yes, so we have different time zones, but you can see there's a window and it's dark outside. So this
That's
is the
good.
proof.
So I guess you are the only person in Estonia woken up.
Yes, to be connected with Colombia.
Very good. Okay, we have now 20 people in the meeting, and more will be coming. So I'm just anticipating the best luck. Thank you again for being here, and please, guys, do not forget about this event. It's being held every month with Professor Pilvisto, and next month is going to be at 2 p.m. Colombian time, right? So we help her a little bit so she doesn't have to sleep over or stay out just because of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so hello everybody from my side. So as we already mentioned, I'm from Estonia, Europe. And today's topic for the conversation club is going to be subcultures. So we are going to talk about subcultures in Estonia, in Colombia, and in the world. A little bit about myself. So my name is Halja, probably a strange name for Spanish speakers. I'm from Estonia, so I'm in my home country, and I love Colombia very much. I lived in Colombia for 7.5 years, so I have my heart is still in Colombia. I'm a psychologist and a language teacher, so those are my two passions, and I'm very happy that there are so many of you here. Although it's July and many people rest, I can see that there are 22 participants. It's good. It's a good amount, so everybody can speak a little bit. So this is what I'm hoping from you today. I'm expecting for the maximum participation. Okay, so first of all, I think I've already met Nicole. I remember the room. Hello, Nicole. And definitely there are other definitely there are other people who have participated before. Okay. So Farid is writing something on the chat. Farid. Okay, I think Farid, it's you have to check. Okay, I'm going to write him on the chat, because can someone else confirm that you're listening to me? Because I think Nicole, yes, so I think it's okay.
Yes,
yes,
I listen you clearly.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, John. Okay, I'm going to write Farid on the chat. Okay, it's nice to see some cameras. So also it's nice to see people after so many virtual meetings. Okay.
No, eso es por...
Okay. Okay, so I can also see Doris. It's very nice to see people. Okay, so as a small introduction, like our topic is going to be subcultures. But first of all, I'm going to show you a small video clip from my country. It's about the neighborhood from my city. I'm from Tallinn, and Tallinn is the capital of Estonia. So I'm going to show you the video clip, and after that, I'm going to ask you some questions about it. So I'm going to open our conversation with this video.
And I see you right at the finish line, but I'm giving little explanation how to make it to you, yeah. I'm looking around 100 degrees and I'm seeing things, and I'm in a true hallucination now. See nothing but you, nothing but you. I'm dangerously in love, not gonna wait your love for your love. If it's a game, I'll play for your love, play for your love. I'll be the one in the race for you, turning them up for the chase for you. So kill me your reason that I shouldn't try. Hold the limits I could defy. Tell me what I gotta do to win you over. I'll be the one in the race for you, turning them up for the chase for you.
Okay, so I would like to hear first your impressions. What do you think about the neighborhood? What do you think about the city? What describes it? What do you think? So you can even just say one word or more.
It's a good place. It's peaceful. Mm, I saw a little bit about the fast food, about fashion, because there are a model using a bike. Yeah,
Yes.
it's a nice city.
Okay, thank you, John. Any other opinions? What did the video transmit, or what do you think about this city and this neighborhood?
Looks like a quiet place. It's yeah, it's a slow place, I think.
Yes, thank you, Doris. It's true. It's true because Tallinn, although it's the capital of Estonia, it's a very small city. There are only 500,000 people, and for example, compared to Medellin, it's very quiet. It's very quiet. It is slow. So yes, a good guess. So anyone else? Any other impressions about the city?
I think that the place looks like very colorful, and it looks like it might be like a diverse place because I see like people with different characteristics. So maybe it is diverse. Also having in mind that you told us that it's like the main city in your country, so it might be because of that.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Daniel. It's definitely the most diverse city, and you can see more and more foreigners. For example, 10 years ago, there weren't many foreigners in the capital. So it has changed a lot, and it has now more colors and more varieties. So yes, also a good point. Anyone else?
I had
Sure,
a
something.
question.
Yes, John.
That video was made in some special season because the environment in that moment was similar to Colombia. Yeah, the color full, the environment. Yeah.
Yes. That's also a good point. It's a summer in the video, and now it's summer in Estonia. But we have 4 seasons, so in winter it's very different. In winter it's white, so there are not so many colors. It's like black and white everything. Only the houses maybe have a little bit color, but it changes a lot. Each season is different. So yes, thank you for the question.
I'd like to add something here. Daniel from Buenos Aires.
Hello,
am
Daniel.
Daniel.
Hello.
Nice to meet you, everybody.
Yes.
Really, what I found was peacefulness and the color of the landscape and the environment, the color of the environment attract my attention a lot. And I didn't pay attention about cars, really. I didn't see many cars. Or probably I focused my sight in people riding, in the girl riding the bike. The riding a bike means that you can travel peacefully.
Yes. And I think it was intentional in this video, because actually in this neighborhood there are not so many cars, and especially in summer people ride a bike a lot, because you can't ride a bike in winter. So most people like use the chance to ride a bicycle. And yes, this neighborhood is definitely quieter if you think about traffic. So yes, again, a good point. I didn't think about it. So yes, thank you, Daniel. Anyone else? Any other impressions?
Teacher, something interesting that I saw, but it's a little detail, is that there the woman was walking through the rails, the rails.
Yes, on the rails, yeah.
The rails, and here specifically in Medellin, if you walk through the rails of the metro, you're going to be in jail.
Yes,
you
yeah.
can.
Yeah, in Estonia, yes, there's a railway, so you can go from one city to another by train, and the trains don't go so often. So it's actually, again, like an interesting thing you noticed. I hadn't thought about it, but yes, there are many opened railways in the city, and people just walk over them. Although it's sometimes a little bit dangerous, because, for example, if you're listening to music, or deaf people who can't hear, there have been several train accidents, because if you're really absent-minded and you don't think about it, an accident can happen. But it's still very common to have this open railways in the city. But the train traffic is not very busy. But yes, you can see the rails in the city.
Teacher, and another thing is that which is the color of the brick? Like
the color of the brick?
Yes,
it's white normally, white or gray, very often.
Oh, okay. Because here is between red and orange. Yes. So yes, I saw that the colors of the palette. I think that it's named like that, is very different.
Yes, 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 that's true. That's true. Because in Medellin, yes, the houses have orange bricks, and here in Estonia, the bricks are normally gray. So yeah, the color changes a lot on the impressions about the city. Yes, thank you, Nicole. Anyone else would like to share something?
Me, I believe the video kind of portrays a youthful city, but also like a city with places for families to go and hang out.
Yes, actually, especially this neighborhood that I showed is for young people, or like there are many young people, like young adults, maybe in their 30s. I think it's a very typical age, who are like young and they maybe have children. But yeah, there are many places for going out and for like sitting on the street. And yes, it has this style basically. Yes, thank you. Anyone else?
Me, I have a question.
Yes.
Or two. How is your city in winter? And where is Estonia in Europe?
Okay, actually, it's a good question. Let me try to show Estonia on the map, because then you will get the better impression, because it's like a very small country. So you can't almost see it on the map. So just 1 second. I'm going to just Google the images so you can see both the map and also some winter images. Okay, I found a good one here. Okay, just a second. I'm going to find a better image. Okay, I found it. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, so this is one of the winter images you can see here. It's another part of the city because we also have a medieval part. So
there are a castle.
Yeah, yes, like an old, yes, like an old fortress, because one part of the city that was created at the beginning, it was surrounded by a wall. So where you see the towers, this tower here, this is actually the old city wall, because it was the style of medieval towns. So it was to protect the city. You had a wall around it, and yes, some old houses. But yeah, normally it's all white, and if you look at the trees, there are no leaves, so it's also the colors change. Although you can see some colors, it's more like black and white and gray, and like some slight colors. And I promised to show you the map, so I'm going to make it smaller. So if you look at Europe, this part here is Russia. It's crazy how big it is. And then Estonia, very small. And then we have Finland in the north, Sweden in the east, and Latvia in the south. So we're very much in the north of Europe, but very, very small. Only like 1.3 million. So not a big country at all. Does anyone else have any questions or comments?
I have one question.
Yes.
What's the difference with the time zone between Colombia and Estonia?
Between what? Sorry.
Colombia and Estonia, the time zone.
The time zones. At the moment, 8 hours. 8 hours
Oh.
of time difference. Yes, because in like we change our time once a year. So in October we are going to change the time zone, and then it's going to be 7 hours. So for 6 months it's 7 hours, which is winter time, and for 6 months it's 8 hours. This is the summertime.
Hello, everyone. I'm
Hello.
from Medellin. Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Halja. I am interested in know more about the Estonia. Is a project about to promote the country Estonia in all the world, and is exclusive to the investment in entrepreneurships, for example, or startups.
Yes, that's true. Basically, you can get like an e-residency to start a company in Estonia. I'm going to share you the link on the chat with everybody, so you can find out more about it. It's better if you read it yourself. Then we can focus on other things. But yes, it's true that in Estonia the entrepreneurship, it's like, or starting a company is very popular. Like almost every family has a company because it's very easy. You can start a company maybe in 20 minutes. You just like do it on the internet, and then next day you go to a bank and it's done. I mean, you have to learn a little bit about like the accountants, but it's all very simple. And yes, Estonia also encourages foreigners to come here and to start a company. And there are many startups. I think it's one of the countries with most startup companies in the world. It's there's even like a startup culture here that it's just so normal to try to start a business, and if you fail, it's okay. Like you try again, you try again, you try again, because there are no taxes. Like the company doesn't have to pay any special taxes. So this environment is very like easy for entrepreneurs. So yes, thank you for the question, because it's something special maybe that we have.
How many residents or e-residencies of the world have Estonia at this moment?
Let me check if I can see it here on the web page. I am actually not sure. Let me see.
Estonia is a referent in the world at this moment, because the fourth industrial revolution. For example, the project Estonia is very interesting.
Yes, thank you. And I actually found the number 70,000 e-residents. So a lot. But I'm very surprised that you knew about it, because you're the first person from Colombia, I think, who knows about it. So I'm very impressed. Okay, so anyone else would like to ask something? Or okay, so
you show a picture where the Estonia is like flat, yeah?
yes.
But you live in Medellin, it's so different because there are a mountain, the street aren't so flat, yeah? Is every Estonia is flat, or there are other regions where you can see mountain or hills?
In the south of Estonia, you can see hills, but the highest point, like really the highest point in Estonia, is 318 meters. So it's very, it's still very flat if you compare it to Medellin. So it's in meters, whereas in Medellin it's like I don't remember exactly, like 1,500, and in Estonia only 300, around 300 meters. So yeah, it's very easy to cross the country. Like in 4 hours you are in the south, and you can already cross the border. So it's all very
From north to south,
yes.
to south in 4 hours.
Yes, in 4 hours, because it's flat. So, and you are in another country in 4 hours.
Okay. What activities do or make the people in winter? Yeah. It's normal to visit the school or to go to for job or a war, or there are an special activity in that season, winter season.
People go to work and to school normally, and there are less people on the street. Like people don't stay in the street because the temperature can be like -20, so it can get really cold. Normally it's maybe like -7 or -8, but yeah, people have to continue their activities, but it's just people stay home more. Like no one stays sitting in the street because it's too cold. But we do winter sports. We ski, we ice skate. Like in the city outside, you can ice skate. So there are like these ice skating stadiums or ice skating rinks. And what else? You can actually go to the islands. Estonia has several islands, and you can drive to the islands because the sea also freezes, and when the ice is thick enough, you can
by car or
by car
what?
by car
By
yes.
car, yeah.
Yes, you can go to the islands by car. Yes,
It's not danger to use the car when visit the island.
No, because they measure how thick the ice is, and if it's thick enough, it's okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Halja, is the
Yes.
technology the principal industry of Estonia actually, or maybe the fishing industry, for example, at the Baltic Sea?
Fishing as well. There are other small industries, for example, wood industries, because Estonia has a lot of forests. They're like 50% of the country are covered by forests. So this is another industry. And we have some natural resources, for example, to produce electricity, but the percentage is very small. So I would say like most of the economy are like services. So we don't have a lot of industry compared to other countries. Okay, so
I have a question.
yes, Alejandro.
I am Alejandro. Yeah, thank you. When I saw the map, I see that the capital is close to Helsinki.
Yes.
It's easy to go there.
Yes, it's very easy. You can go there in 2 hours by a ferry or by a ship. So normally there's a lot of traffic. There are even people who work, for example, in Finland, that go to work and stay in Finland for a few days and then come back. I think there are even people who travel daily by ship. So yes, it's very easy, and it's very, very cheap. It's like our number one destination if we want to go somewhere.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Nice to know that.
You're welcome. Okay, one last question, and then we are going to start with today's topic.
Kaila, how about food? Yeah, because in the first video, I show a junk food. Yeah, I saw the the junk food, hot dog. How about is similar to Medellin, or there are a difference in food, especially junk food?
Yes, I think there is more and more junk food, but our traditional food is not junk food. Like our traditional food is black bread. Actually, I'm going to send you. So I'm going to show you an image of black bread so you can see it. This is like our arepa, basically. It does really look black. So one moment, let me find a good photo here. Maybe this one. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, one moment. So you can see that it really looks black, or maybe like dark brown. But this is our arepa. We have like sandwiches in the morning, every time, every time of the day, if you want, and also fish.
Salmon.
Yes.
And cheese.
Yes, we also have with cheese, with ham, but it's very common to have sandwiches, and black bread is very typical. And apart from that, like potatoes, meat, mainly pork. We also have sour cream. Yes.
This is a sweet?
No, it's not sweet. It's like maybe sour sweet, but it's a salt. Like for us, it's a savory food. It's not a dessert. Okay. Yes, someone said it looks like kuka. Yeah, no, but it's not sweet. Okay, so let's move on a little bit, because if not, we won't have time for today's topic. So I'm going to. So the original topic is subcultures, and to have like a small introduction, I would like you to tell me, what do you think? Like, what's a subculture? What do you understand as subculture? And have you belonged, or do you belong to any subcultures? Because maybe when you were younger, or maybe when you were an adolescent, or maybe even now. So those two things. Let's see, maybe 5 people could say something about those questions.
Well, I think that subculture is like a group of people who feel identified or are connected to something. You know, they might feel identified because they share some interest when it comes to music, when it comes to some beliefs, some maybe some traditions and things like that. And I think that it is usually I think it's normally like to be part of a subculture when you are like in a teen age or in a young age, when you feel like that kind of need to be a part of something. For example, I think that people who like anime and the culture from Japan, they might be from a subculture that they are called, I think, otakus. So this is like a, a big subculture like nowadays, when anime is something like people from all over the world really like. And yeah, I think that is about that, about feeling like some kind of identification or sharing some likes.
And do you belong to a subculture, or have you ever belonged to a subculture, Daniel?
Well, I really like anime, so I might find myself between the otaku subculture. But I don't know, like what it takes to consider yourself like a part of a subculture, you know?
Yes, well, I think if you share some interests or values with other people and have like specific symbols or maybe clothes or something visual, and it's different from the mainstream, I think this can be considered a subculture. But what you mentioned about this Japanese animation, I think it's valid. It is like a subculture. So very, very interesting. Thank you, Daniel. So anyone else, a few other opinions about what's a subculture and if you have belonged to one?
Me,
Okay, so I saw Catalina.
okay. I think that are like minorities of cultures, talks, or lifestyles. And I think, well, it's probably I belong to BC Nazis because I like to ride bicycle or mountain bike. I think I have subcultures. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's probably no.
Yes,
What do you think?
Yes, I think so. I think it can be considered a subculture if you share some similar values that you want to do, ride a bicycle, and it's healthy, and it also implies some other things like a healthy lifestyle. So yes, thank you. Anyone else?
Teacher, actually, I don't have any idea of what is a subculture. But I don't know. It seems to me that it's like the interests or the preferences of a group of people. For example, the hippies.
Yes,
or
hippies
the
is a good. Yes, or the emos, yeah. And Nicole, how about you? Have you ever belonged to a subculture, or are any subcultures interesting for you?
Actually, the ones that I know, really no. But yes, it's okay.
Okay. Thank
I
you,
respect
Nicole.
all of them.
Yes,
but
because
I'm not interested to participate on.
Yes, because I think each subculture also reflects something important about the main society. So we can say that they sometimes they can show a problem that the society has, or offer some kind of critics and some kind of need to transform something. So I think subcultures are always an important sign, and they reflect the whole society. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that I agree with you on that about subcultures. I think that usually like subcultures like form between people who feel like for some kind of reason, like some kind of rejection, or that they are not like part of the main society, you know?
Yes.
So like, for example, with people who like for example rock music between a time when those kind of lyrics and those kind of songs are like not considered to be listened. So when people like find other people who like that and who feel like it is good to listen to that, and they are not feel like rejected for listening to those kind of music or for wearing their hair like that, they might feel like identified with each other.
Yes, Daniel. I think because subculture can have different purposes. A subculture can be a way to protest. It can be a way to protest against something, for example, against the government or about the society as a system. It can be something about entertainment, like not all the subcultures are about the protest. Sometimes it's also about entertainment. And I think sometimes it's about some important ideas, maybe not the protest, but some new ideas that are important. So a subculture can have like several purposes. And someone asked me on the chat if like the subcultures of which country. Now we are talking about subcultures in general, like each country can have a subculture, but I think there are also more universal subcultures, because I think some images you can see here, like Rasta subculture. I'm sure you have something like that in Colombia and in Estonia as well. Hippies, I think most of the countries in the world have had hippies. Like metal subculture, I think most of you have heard something. Hip hop, maybe in South America more as reggaeton, but something similar. So
the kind of the music is very important in many subculture, I think.
Yes, and there are also criminal subcultures. So for example, in a prison there is a subculture, also like mafia can have subculture. So it can also be like something more negative. So yes. So let's see, one more person, and then I'm going to give you the first task. One more person can say something.
Me.
Yes, Anna.
I believe something that's also important in a subculture is the sense of community. I believe someone that belongs in a subculture will naturally feel more comfortable with someone that also belongs to a subculture.
Yes, this is very important, the feeling of belonging. And it's a little bit controversial because in a way, people in a subculture, they don't want to belong to the big society, or they don't want to belong to the mainstream, but they want to belong to a small group. So they do want to belong, but not to the big group. So this is also interesting. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to give you the first task. The first one is very easy. I'm going to show you an image, and then after that I'm going to divide you into groups, into online rooms, and then you have to discuss some things about the first subculture. So I'm going to show you the image for some seconds. So this is like it's an Estonian subculture. It's in Estonia, but I think you also maybe have it in Colombia. I think it's a more broader subculture. But according to the image now, I would like you to answer these questions. Which subculture is it? What are the symbols of this subculture? What are the ideas of this subculture? Which music do they listen to? And is there a similar subculture in Colombia? I'm going to divide you into the groups now. I'm going to share the questions in the chat as well. You are going to have around 10 to 15 minutes to discuss these questions, and then we are going to join together again. And if you have any questions during your conversation, you can always let me know. I'm going to move between the rooms to make sure that you understood everything. Okay, so let me see.
said.
Okay, let me see. I think most of the groups are back in the common room. So the idea is now to share with everybody what you discussed in group to like make a summary about it. So let me see. Let's start with group number 1, where we had Alejandro, Angela, Fernanda, maybe, Juan, Paulo, and Yesenia. So, so a small summary. What did you discuss about punks? What do you know about? So the group, I already said it, punks. Or did you think they were something different? Did you think it was a different group?
No, we spoke about the punk subculture. We speak about the imagine iconic film, iconic soundtrack. His name is Rodrigo de No Futuro. It's a film about the subculture punk in the city of the Medellin. They speak about the about the singers about that.
Okay, and anything else, like what's typical about punks? What's typical for that subculture?
I think the black clothes, maybe something that.
Okay, thank you, Juan. Group 2, Andres, Camilo, John, and Madeleine. Do you have anything to add? What else did you find out about punks? What else do you know?
The punks, they were with clothes, dark black, with many spikes. They are long hair, colorful, and they can be agnosticism, atheist, and her and them ideology is anti-government, anarchism, I think.
Yes, that they are like against the government. This is one of their traits, that they're like anarchistic, or they support anarchy. So yes, very much against the government. Okay, thank you, John. Then group number 3, Alfonso, Anna, Catalina. Anything to add? Anything else you talked about?
Okay. We were discussing about, I guess it was the last question in the list, about if here in the city there were like, or this subculture existed. And we got to the conclusion that yes, although this subculture is not visible, it's not so visible in the society. Anna was mentioning that she went to a concert. She had the opportunity to see a lot of people in that concert, and they belonged to this subculture, right? And what makes them visible is the way they dress up, as well as the hair, the look they have in their head is what maybe makes the people recognize the subculture. Yes, it's like one of the most visible parts of the subculture. Additionally, Catalina was speaking about what the other participant mentioned before, about that this subculture, they support the anarchy. Yes, and they are against the government. So we were discussing about those things.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Alfonso. Yes, that's all true. So group 4, Adriana, Clara, Daniela, do you have anything to add? Anything else you talked about? So girls, don't be shy. Adriana, Clara, Daniela, are you there? Or has everybody left?
Hi, teacher.
Hello,
Hi,
hello.
everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Hello. Hi.
Yes, yes, tell us.
Well, we was talking. We thinking that the porn is a fashion trend. We think that this fashion growth on or was born in England. I think the more important fashion designer that exposed this style in the wear, in the makeup, in the shop is Vivian Westwood, because she showed them that the fashion is a form that you show them your personality and the how you feel in this moment. I think the porn is a good form that you show the one part of your soul that is very rude and is very conflicted with the society and the north or law that the society had or show them that you had to follow in this moment. And we think that these are for the art that you can see in the young people, and especially in the young people.
Yes, that's true. This is very typical for punks, that they want to shock, or they really want to show themselves, and yes, they're not afraid to show a different style. So yes, it's a good point. Thank you, Adriana. So we have group number 5. We had Beatriz, Daniela, Doris, and John. Do you have anything to add? Also, you can say something about the punks in Colombia. Have you seen punks anywhere? Have you ever listened to punk music, or what's your personal experience? Or if you have anything else to add.
There are extra information. It's about the silver. There are a chain or a gloss with a silver tins, yeah, or the shoes has a silver or a steel, yeah. It's an extra information about, because the last people speak about the similar topics.
Yes, yes. So one of the common material is just using metal on their clothes and on their shoes. So yes, it's very often steel or silver. So yes, that's also a characteristic. Thank you. And let's see if the last group, number 6, Danielle and Nicole, do you have anything to add? Also, you can tell us about your personal experience. Have you seen punks in Colombia? Have you ever listened to punk music? Do you know any punk bands? What's your personal connection?
Teacher, actually, we thought about metal people.
Okay, okay, yes, they are similar but not the same. But okay, and what?
We thought that they were metal people. Also, that here in Medellin, there are some metal people, but the hair, as you look at the photo, it isn't so usual or normal. It's more usual to see them like with long hair, but the clothes are almost the same.
Yes.
Also, we don't used to hear a lot of sorry, to listen a lot of metal music, but we have heard about metal music. Also, what was the other question? I don't remember.
Maybe about their ideas, like if they have like an ideology or ideas, special ideas.
I said that some of these people have suicidal ideas. Suicidal ideas, also that, yes, those kind of ideas that also Daniel said that they are against of the
like rules or like the society or the system.
The system. Yes.
Yes, thank you, Nicole. And about Estonian context, in Estonia, the punks have been very important because Estonia was a dictatorship. So Estonia belonged to the Soviet Union till 1991. So the punks were very important because they were really like against the basically against the Soviet Union and against the communism and against the party. So they were very important for the country, and there is still like a big movement of punks in Estonia.
There are common the punks in Estonia, so?
Yes, there is even like a singing festival, like punk singing festival for people. So it is quite popular, yes. But I think it's because of our history, because there was a lot of political repression, and I think punks were important to have different ideas and to protest against the repression in a way. So I think this is the logic behind it, maybe.
This event is for everybody, or is mainly for our young people, or everybody can to stay in that event?
Actually, it's for everybody. Let me actually see if I can show you like a small video clip very quickly so you can see what it looks like. Punk Festival is this. Wait. Punk laulupidu. Okay, I found one. Okay, I'm going to share my screen now.
How many languages speak in your country?
We speak Estonian, like the official language is Estonian, but there are also many Russians living here, so maybe 25%. And people speak English, but we learn it. We learn it in school, and because Estonia is so small, so we have to learn other languages. But our native language and the official language is Estonian. Okay, I'm just going to show you a small part of the punk festival, and then we can see one more subculture before we finish. Okay, let me see.
I listen very low.
Yeah, the volume is low. It's lower.
It's low. I can send you the link on the chat so you can watch it later. Okay. Where is the chat? Here. Yes, but you can see they're like young people, and let me see, like colorful. I'm just going to show you some images, and you can see colorful hair. Also normal people. Yes, but yeah, I think mainly young people, but there everybody's expected. But yeah, so you can see that it's really popular, that it probably is somehow important for our culture. Okay, now very quickly, I would like to talk about one more subculture, but as we don't have much time, we can now speak directly about it, so everybody can say something. So first of all, what do you think? What are your guesses? What kind of subculture is it? What's the name of this subculture?
I think it's hipsters.
Hipster,
Yes.
I think.
Yes. So what are the typical clothes of hipsters?
Maybe glasses, the clothes. I'm not sure, but maybe the bicycle or books. Be like more smart. Well, I like the movies, for example.
Yes. Okay. So
Teacher,
yes.
loose dresses also.
The mustache.
Yes, men wear mustache. Yes, that's true. And for girls, it's very common to use a dress, to wear a dress. Any other clothes that come to your mind, or maybe also things or like accessories?
It's I don't know what is the name. The corbatín. It's
like a tie, or yes, a tie or a bow tie.
not tie, but it's a short. I don't know what is the name. And they like all vintage.
Yes, vintage clothes. That's true. Okay. Anyone else? Yes.
They drink a lot of coffee.
Yes. They like drinking coffee.
They try to save the planet, so they don't use much. Like they use more like bicycles.
Yes, using like an old school bicycle, or like this old bicycle is very common.
Yes.
They wear boots.
Yes, boots are very common. Also like trainers or like tennis.
The subcultures has several variants of like a punk. I saw in my university the anarcho-capitalist. I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's against the capitalism or it's pro-socialism, but there are several variants on every subculture. For example, the skinhead black people, other against the black people and the foreign people. And it's a world. Every subculture is a world of cultures or ideas.
Yes, that's true. And the culture also transform in time, and they mix. That's true. Like there are now more and more mixes. So if we think about the ideas or like the values that hipsters have, like what are the typical ideas, and are they, in your opinion, are hipsters rich or middle class or poor, or like what's their economical, like which socio-economic group do they belong?
Middle class.
Middle class, okay.
Middle class, or they love the circular economy.
No consumismo.
Okay, and which political views do they have? What do you think? Are they more like socialist or more capitalist? Do they have any, like, which political ideology do they support? What do you think?
Yeah.
It's more
capitalism.
Okay, so John, I think, said capitalism. Do you have any other opinions?
I think that is the subculture is tend to liberal with very strong ideas of sustainable world, healthy food, and no, this is that I think that about this subculture. I think that they were glasses without prescription, for example. That is
yes. Yeah, it's because of style, basically.
yeah, style. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yes, and what about Colombian hipsters? What are Colombian hipsters like? Which ideas do they represent, or where can you find hipsters in Colombia? Which places do hipsters go to?
Well, I think that you can find them on big like marketplaces, you know, at the main malls and places like that, like drinking like coffee from Starbucks and things like and places like that. So I think it's like more like a trendy. I mean, they are more like they are interested in following many trends, in going where people go the most, in taking selfies and things like that. Like it's more about the appearances.
Yeah, so more about the appearance than the content.
Yeah,
that's actually a good point, because like in Europe, hipsters it's actually like an ironic, let's say, there's a lot of sarcasm about hipsters, because like the originally hipsters were thought as people who want to be different, who want to be different from the mainstream, but they are not. So basically exactly what Danielle said, like the original meaning of hipsters is someone who tries to be different, someone who tries to look fashionable and stylish, but there is no deeper content, that it's that in the end it's like being a hipster is it's not a subculture, it's like a mainstream, or it's like they want to look as if they use like maybe alternative style of clothes, but actually they're not. But I think it's a good example of a subculture which also changes, because I think there are a lot of opinions now about hipsters, and I think it has mixed, for example, a little bit with bohemians, because also like in Europe, originally hipsters were considered very rich, that they tried to look casual, but actually they wear expensive casual clothes. But I think now really being bohemian, maybe being an intellectual or being a little bit alternative, has mixed with this hipster term. So there's like a lot of controversy about this subculture. And did someone want to say something?
Yes, it's true. In general, the hipsters follow the socialist ideas. For example, in countries like United States, it's very easy. Or hipsters it's very easy to follow the socialist ideas. Living in a capitalist countries is unbelievable. they don't, how say, contradiction,
Yeah, yes,
right?
yes, there's like a contradiction. That's true. Yes. Yes, that basically maybe they try to be environmentally friendly, but then in the end they are also in a way exploiting. So it's, yeah, I think there is a lot of controversy. But one other question actually, what do you think, what kind of music do hipsters listen to?
Maybe the indie rock.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Yes,
common.
that sounds like this exactly. Yes, the indie rock. Yes. Yeah, because I think indie rock is another example that indie rock seems to be alternative, but it's also mainstream in a way. Like indie rock is already so big.
They like something that is not common, not popular. They don't like this.
Yes.
So,
Yes, that it's like maybe it seems alternative, but it's because indie rock is already very popular, or like there are like so many musicians were like so popular. Okay, what else? Any other ideas? What kind of music they listen to?
I think people who hipsters like to listen to chill out music, like electronic music, I think, or try to listen to old music to take old music that old music with the objective to take it again. I think because the other way of use retro things.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So they can listen to different styles. So yeah, as you can see, sometimes the subcultures are like very like fluid, that they change through time and they can be a little bit different in different countries. But okay, so our time is up for today. I'm going to stop sharing my screen to be big. So I wanted to thank you for participating, and we are going to have a conversation club each month. So we are going to have one in August, we are going to have one in September, one in October, one in November, maybe in December as well. So you are very welcome to come back. On each club, there's a different topic. I would also like you to fill in the feedback about today's conversation club. I'm going to add the link again. Also in the chat, you can see two other links. One is study in Estonia, if you want information about studying in Estonia. And the other one is work in Estonia, if you want to get some information about the working options. And yeah, if you want to ask me anything, I'm going to leave you my email address as well, which is Halja Pilvisto, which is my first name and surname @gmail.com. Okay, so thank you so much. I really hope to see you again, and have a nice evening, everybody.
Thanks, Ayla. Thanks for your time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye, everyone.
You.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Bye, teacher. Maybe you're
Bye,
so
bye.
sleepy.
I am going to sleep now. Okay,
Bye.
thank you. Bye bye.